Hey everyone, Brian here. Welcome. And boy, did we wake up to some great news because Darlene Graham won. And not only did she won big. All right. So, and this is what I'm going to lead with today on the show this morning. And what that means is pretty simple. What that means is that the country's behind MAGA, the country's behind Trump. And that vote was really a referendum on a couple of things. One, it was approving of President Trump and the MAGA movement, combating the rhino establishment, because Norman that she ran against was a establishment rhino Republican. And it's also establishing that the people of South Carolina and the country want the Save America Act passed. So the Save America Act is now passed with Darlene Graham's victory. She won big. Okay, here's the results as of now. This is with 99% reporting. She won with 52.5%. Norman had 47.5%. And Darlene Graham received 193,000 votes. And the Rhino Norman received 47.5. There you have it. The Save America Act is passed. Everybody wants it, and it is going to happen. We just have to wait a little longer. That's it. You know, I mean, that's it. And you know, when we win the midterms, which we will. Hey, Lisa, welcome. When we win the midterms in November, which we will, the first thing that they're going to do is pass the Save America Act. That's it. This whole election is about the Save America Act. You know, the Democrats want to make it about gas prices, Iran. No one cares about that. They care about the Save America Act. That's exactly right. And it's going to pass now. It's very exciting. You know, it's nice being not just being on the right side and winning, but having people advocating for us, right? Which is what's happening. Yeah, I mean, this is a massive, massive victory with Darlene Graham. It could have gone either way because the Rhino Republicans were working very, very hard to make this happen. Now, I wanted to play this video. Bongino played this yesterday, and it's Anna Paulina Luna talking about these fake conservative influencers getting paid.
I know a lot of influencers in the right-wing Republican space, etc., and I had heard about this kind of happening on the back end. But ultimately, what really kind of pushed me for this is I online was realizing the amount, and we're also too getting various briefings, etc. But when you see the amount of bot farm activity, and then you see, for example, X come in, they'll do a massive purge, and then literally the dynamics of the conversation changes. You realize that although we are unique in the sense that we have the First Amendment and free speech here,
She's talking about Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson.
I to think that other countries aren't going to use that against us, and they do. And if you're looking at these various organizations, how they operate, the funding mechanisms in which some of these foreign actors will use to kind of, I guess, wash the money, and then ultimately how influencers have really replaced legacy media as trusted resources that individuals will look to get their information and news. It's time that Congress take that into account, and it's time that our laws are updated.
Hugely. Yeah, that's right. You know, Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, some of these people, they want to find out who is paying them. And when Anna Paulina Luna says that there's foreign influence paying them, I think you could take that to the bank. She knows. She's seen the information. It's really shameful. I mean, you have to be a special kind of lowlife to take money from foreigners and talk politics. It's one of the biggest lowlife things there is. Okay, here is Ralph Norman and his concession speech to Darlene Graham after he got defeated last night by MAGA.
South Carolina made the decision. We had $8 million spent against us. We couldn't come up with that much money.
Oh, please. You know, this guy, he thought he was going to come in after Lindsey Graham and make his way in, this rhino who was a holdout on the big, beautiful bill.
But people were great to me. All of our money came from South Carolina and from my personal account. My opponents, the money came from outside PACs. I mean, it's a fact. I'm not being critical. It's
Give me
just
a break.
the PACs that were against, to me, freedom. It's Democrats. They got what they wanted. I get that.
Jerk.
But the president got involved. He has that right. That's his prerogative.
That's
As
right.
I told, I never. Well.
See, this tells you this tells you what a bad guy Norman was. That his supporters are booing the greatest president that we've ever had, Donald Trump. Tells you everything that Norman and his people were about, right? Jerks, fake Republican, rhino, never Trumper Democrats, masquerading as Republicans.
The president got involved. He has that right. That's his prerogative. As I told, I never. Well. Y'all, his policies are good. I never understood why he got in this race to beat,
But to get the Save America Act passed, jerk, that's why.
It is what it is. And,
yes, it is, and you're
I'll
you
accept
lost.
it. We will, something good, and I've always said, something good will come out of this.
That's right, the
I
Save
don't know
America
what
Act.
it is, but something good will come out of it.
Yeah, the Save America Act being passed, that's what's going to come out of it, jerk. And we also won the race in the runoff in Oklahoma. Trump's endorsed candidate for governor won, so we had 2 victories there. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and everyone please like the video. So this is a big victory, massive victory. We got it locked up now. I'm going through the news, still doing. Yeah, if they're booing President Trump, that's an audience of rhinos. I'm still doing some show prep, guys. So you guys are getting a little look at my show prep. Although I've done it, I'm going through the news again, just in case I've missed something. You never know. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Subscribe if you're new. Everyone, like the video. Early morning show prep celebrating Darlene Graham's victory. We definitely needed her. Oh, here's Angie Nixon, the Democrat socialist they have running here in Florida for the Senate. Listen to her playing the race card.
Ron DeSantis had this attack on woke, this stop woke,
Yeah.
because he wants people sleeping. He wants to ban the ability for us to go out and protest, the way in which we can wake people up and do mass protests and mass mobilizations, trying to make it so that people could run folks over in the street if they blocked the street while they were protesting. And
oh my goodness, she's
it
crazy.
is them attempting to stay in power and control. And the reason they want to stay in power and control, Melissa, is because they realize that there's a new rising majority of black folks, like Latinos, people of color, women, folks who've been marginalized, and they realize that we make up this new majority. And if we come into power, they are fearful.
Yeah.
They're fearful.
Yeah, because she's a racist, right? I mean, would you want a racist like this in charge? That's right. When MAGA wins, America wins. Absolutely.
If this group comes into power, all these marginalized people, that they're going to do to them what they've done to many of us for hundreds of years.
What's that?
But
What's been done to her?
history shows that that's not what happens when marginalized communities come into power. Ron just.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, go talk to the South African farmers. Yep. Yeah, Kathy's fast asleep at this hour of the morning. Are you kidding? Can't blame her. welcome everyone. Yeah, we're very lucky that Darlene won. There's no question about it. That's a huge victory for us. Huge victory. She just won last night. If she won there was a massive turnout for her, so she's won twice. Remember, she won on primary night, and then she won the runoff. So she's won twice. So yeah, she'll win. Look at this guy. This guy's a piece of work. I'm still doing some show prep for the morning show today, guys. Kentucky State Senator Ralph Alvarado, right? He had Trump's endorsement. He won, and now he's taken Trump off his website. What a piece of work he is. Okay, here's Jen Psaki on the race last night. Let's see what she has to say. Let me pull this up. Jen Psaki on Darlene Graham's win. That's right. It's a MAGA America, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Jen, it's certainly a win, of course, for Darlene Graham here, her earning the nomination to go on to November's general election for the full 6-year term. It's also a victory for Donald Trump. He could not have had more skin in this race. He had encouraged Darlene Graham to run for the full 6-year term. He endorsed her candidacy.
That's right.
He was in Myrtle Beach on Friday rallying for her in person. There were all...
Most definitely.
So 2 tele-rallies, and then as you were just talking about, more than $800,000 from a pro-Trump super PAC pouring money into this race in the final days. So it's a win for him, but he tried really hard to get there. And I think partially it's because he realized that his credibility was on the line. He is the...
I tell you, this MS Now analysis, let me fast forward to Jen. Let's get to Jen Psaki.
Here in Lexington, in Columbia, to support Donald Trump. Gaffe exacerbates. But one more thing I'll leave for one issue, but when pressed yesterday, she couldn't give a specific on what she'd do. I asked her yesterday about the 2020 election, if she agreed with her. But I think there's still
they always want to talk about
her,
2020.
and I think voters are still going to be asking those questions.
I mean, listen, a basic of politics is you have to actually have a position and tell people what you think in order for them to know what you think.
We don't need Democrats telling us what our MAGA Republicans need to do, right? whatever Jen Psaki and the Democrats say our MAGA Republicans need to do, you want to do the opposite.
Chanel, thank you so much for being there and for doing all the reporting on the ground.
Oh yes,
as
doing
well.
all the reporting.
We've seen some great stuff from you. All right, Tim and Jim, let me start with you. Why, there's so much to talk about here, including bigger picture, but I just have to start by asking you why Trump cares so much about Darlene Graham, in your view, and what if anything, we should
Because we want the Save America Act passed.
Take away from the results here.
Well, I think that there are a couple things at play here. Trump is petty, and Ralph Norman, despite being a big supporter of the insurrection and one of the organizers of the insurrection.
The organizers of the insurrection? What insurrection was that?
Rally, actually. Then ended up endorsing Nikki Haley's home state former governor, and I think that this is just as simple as that. It's payback for Trump. But Darlene Graham, on top of that, offers Trump really kind of his model senator. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's
Ask
just
no
a
questions.
total empty
That's
vessel.
correct.
Yeah, they'll just do whatever he wants. And she doesn't know anything about the issues. She doesn't have any thoughts on her own. Why would she possibly buck Donald Trump on anything? She doesn't know enough to disagree with him about anything. So, I think that if you're Donald Trump, in Darlene Graham, you get exactly what you're looking for, which is just basically like a Russian Duma style support from a Republican in the Senate for whatever you want to do, whether it's illegal or not, or crazy or not.
Hey, Francis.
And I think that he's excited about that possibility.
They act like it's a bad thing, right? Hey, Francis, how you doing? Tanya, welcome. They act like having a senator that does what Trump wants to do is a bad thing. That's what we want. Jessica Tarloff, this is interesting. Jessica Tarloff says She wishes Trump would have won in 2020 because he got stronger. That's after, in the 4 years in between. That's right. They should have left him alone. That's right. President Trump has said that many times. He'd be retired now. Okay. Yeah, I'm just doing show prep still. I am on my back porch at my house. The weather's so nice. Figure I'd come out here and do show prep. Let's see. Oh, here's one of my favorites with when they talk about gun control. This is MS Now talking about the Second Amendment.
Gunned down a healthcare CEO on the streets of Manhattan, and he used a ghost gun. That was one of the guns at issue in those regulations that ultimately were upheld. And it seemed like that real fact, that realpolitik, might have colored the justices' deliberations. Do you think that the reality that Mark has alluded to, the fact that school shootings and the use of AR-15s is so prevalent, will also shape the court's decision-making here?
I certainly hope so, and I think it's very important for organizations like Sandy Hook Promise and the others that are involved in this fight to continue to make the case to the public about the importance of eliminating such dangerous weapons from the hands of would-be mass shooters. But as a legal matter, the Republican appointees on the Supreme Court have unfortunately said that when they are analyzing the constitutionality of these laws, evidence, empirical findings, those don't matter. What matters is the justice's take on history. The ghost gun case that you alluded to was actually the Supreme Court's interpretation of a federal law. That is, the court did not weigh in on the constitutionality of the federal law and federal regulation. So I very much hope.
I tell you, these liberals, they just talk in circles. I don't even understand what they're saying. I don't even think they understand. They put together a lot of words, and they think they're saying something.
That all of this evidence and the horrific casualties that have resulted from mass shootings carried out with automatic, semi-automatic rifles move the justices, and those facts should stay in the public narrative. But I am concerned that as a legal matter, the Republican appointees have basically said, we don't care about the empirics, the evidence, or the facts. What we care about is our, frankly, odd take on history.
Well, can we talk
They're talking about the Second Amendment, our odd take on the Second Amendment of the Constitution.
about that for a minute, Leah? I mean, the conservative justices who have voted to strike down these laws in the name of the Second Amendment all claim to be originalists, that they are just doing what the framers of the Second Amendment would have wanted. But as you mentioned earlier, semi-automatic weapons are a very modern-day problem. James Madison did not go around toting an AR-15. How will the court square the reality of this very modern problem with the language of the Constitution and the context in which it was written?
The context.
They unfortunately don't really try to square that. As we've suggested, they adopt protections for firearms that didn't exist at the time of the founding.
Okay, they're so out of their minds. Right? Oh my goodness, I'm not going to play that. Too much gobbledygook from the left. I have a headache. Exactly. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. I'm just doing some show prep. I'll be a little over an hour. I'll be in the studio taking your live calls. Oh, they fantasize about taking our guns. There's no question about that. You know, you got to ask yourself, why do they want them so bad? Most of these mass shootings are being done by liberals. Mm-hmm. Hey, Pepsi. My cat Pepsi just came out. Sad about Dolly Parton, isn't it? Everybody loved Dolly Parton. There's not many celebrities that you could say is somebody that everybody loves. I've never heard an unkind thing about Dolly Parton. Exactly. Welcome, everyone. These Canadians are so out of their league going up against Trump, they don't even understand what they're doing. Now that we have Darlene Graham, the Save America Act will be passed. I think what she, I was talking about on my podcast last night. I'll bring it up on the radio this morning, but what Dolly Parton did to her for her hometown was amazing, right? She built Dollywood in her hometown so that the people in her hometown would have work. Now it's a major tourist location. Mike Pence. Why is Mike Pence on Fox? Who says, oh, we should have Mike Pence on as a guest? He's a repellent. People don't want to hear Mike Pence. Oh, Kenny Rogers? Yeah, I miss Kenny Rogers too. The Darlene Graham victory is so important. It is so massive, so important. Me, I've told my wife agrees, my wife and I, we want to both be cremated. I don't want to be in a box in the ground or in a mausoleum. I want to be cremated. They keep having these stories about how low Trump's approval rating is. If Trump's approval rating is so low, how did Darlene Graham win twice? She won twice. She's been a senator for 20 days. She's won twice. And she's going to win a third time, right, in November. Exactly. Court halts Ohio proof of citizenship requirement at the DMV. Can you freaking believe that? Federal judge. Appointed by who? Biden, Obama, Clinton. Unreal. Democrats have no shame. They really don't. They're the worst. Everything about the Democrats is dishonest. It's always a scheme. Yeah, if you're new guys, welcome. On the next stream, I'll be in the studio. I'm just doing show prep right now. I got up early, did my show prep, but I always go through the news. I'll probably go through it one more time before I go on the air, just in case. I found a couple stories I saw earlier, but I didn't think as much of as I do now looking at them. You know, I saw this story yesterday that Andrew Tate and his brother are not rich. It's in the Telegraph in the UK. Andrew Tate rented supercars to appear uber wealthy. Now, they could be lying to hide their money from the courts, who knows? But I just don't see them lying about that. I see them not being, I see them pretending to be rich and not being. What do you guys think? I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Make sure you like the video, everyone. I've only got a few more minutes before I gotta run out to get coffee, but well, the CIA director going to Moscow, it was reported this morning he was meeting with the head of the Russian intelligence agency. That tells me something good's happening. Of course, the media, they're trying to turn it into something bad. But I don't subscribe to that. I think it's something probably very good. Russia's our friend. You know, this idea that they're the enemy of Ukraine, but they're in a civil war. I mean, it's, you know, come on. They're not our enemy. All my cats are out here with me, hanging out. This woman defending Lindsay Clancy. You know, I don't understand these women that are defending this woman who killed 3 of her children. It makes no sense to me. Psycho. Psychos. I just saw this post. Somebody posted, do y'all really think, they said y'all, do y'all really think Carmelo Anthony deserves to be in jail? Yes, he killed another child. Yes, that's where you put murderers. It makes no sense. They're defending this child killer Clancy, defending Carmelo Anthony. It makes no sense at all. None. Okay, this is what I was looking for, okay? And I'm going to share this right at the beginning of the radio show today. This is what I was looking for. I finally found it. I wanted to get the with last night's victory, President Trump's endorsement, okay? This is for the House and the Senate. He has a 98% win rate. 98%. Pretty darn good, huh? How could he be unpopular? And his Senate endorsements, he's made 23 endorsements. Out of 23 endorsements, he's won 23. In the House of Representatives, President Trump has made 219 endorsements and won 215. So he has a 98% endorsement victory rate in the primaries. That's what I was here looking for. I was not sure I'd be able to find it. I just retweeted it. Isn't that something? But they want to tell you if he's unpopular, this would not be the case. That is, I'm glad I found that. I was trying to find it with yesterday because we had a couple, you know, we had the Darlene Graham. Isn't that something? Hey, Chuck, how you doing? I definitely need more coffee. This coffee I'm drinking here is pretty weak. This is heated up coffee left over from yesterday morning. I don't keep coffee in the house, so whatever coffee I don't drink in the morning, I put it in the refrigerator and heat it up in the morning. That is an amazing, make sure I got it, yeah. Yep, that's what I was looking for. Hey guys. It's amazing, really, when you think about it. 98% victory rate for President Trump. That is just phenomenal. Phenomenal. I just drink it in the mornings. I don't drink it after the mornings. If you're new to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe, all right? That's something else. A 98% endorsement win rate in the House and the Senate in the primaries. That is freaking amazing. That has got to be a record. You always have a pot of perk coffee. Well, I drink the espresso. Yeah, I'm on my back porch. The weather is beautiful. It's perfect. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's perfect. Yep, that's my cat Pepsi. Hey, Pepsi. Yeah, I do the same thing. I whatever coffee I don't drink in the morning, I put it in the refrigerator, and I heat up in the microwave in the morning. But it's not as strong because it's got cream in it. I used to drink coffee all day and all night. I stopped doing that. That'll give you all kinds of problems. I just drink it in the morning. I don't drink it during the day. When the show's over at 9, I don't drink it anymore. That's it. Yeah, that's some great news. I'm glad I could find that. I was looking for that. I was looking for that. No, we don't have basements in Florida. If I dug down like 12 inches, I'd hit water. Alexa, what's the temperature?
It's 79 degrees.
79.
With a high of 89 and low of 78 today.
It's 79 with a high of 89 today. Pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, Pepsi. Yeah, my cats are on my schedule. My daughter took her cat back that we'd been watching for like over a year, Haku. And she's freaking out because the cat's on my schedule. So the cat's up at like 1 in the morning, wants to be fed, you know. She's trying to get the cat back on her schedule. Wakes her up every morning like 1:30. Oh. Yeah, I don't drink energy drinks anymore. Last time I had an energy drink, it didn't go too well. Well, I did have a, I take that back. I did have a Red Bull or two on the cruise. They make a drink, I forget what it's called. It's a very dangerous drink. I don't know what alcohol they put in it, I forget, but it's Red Bull and some alcohol. And and you get drunk I didn't realize this. You get drunk instantly. As soon as you swallow it, you're drunk. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I didn't have that after that. That was too much. If you guys want to join us on our MAGA cruise, the number is in the description of the video. Our 11th annual MAGA cruise is in November. I'm very excited about it. And we've got, on this one, it's a week, like all of them, but we have 4 stops. We're going to Nassau in the Bahamas, Mexico. Do we have 2 stops in Mexico? And Grand Cayman Island, the Cayman Islands. And we have some really cool stuff going on for our shore excursions. I love it. We got a great MAGA group. Oh, I can't believe we've done, this will be our 11th one. I mean, that's like over 2 months at sea I've spent. Oh. Ooh. This race in South Carolina came in quick, too. It was like 7:01 we had the results. Coca-Cola. The little cats are Coca-Cola and Pepsi. And the other cat is Luna. Coca-Cola and Pepsi are from the same litter. They're brothers. Hey, Coca-Cola. Well, when my daughter moved back home, back to Florida from Los Angeles, she couldn't have both cats. Now she can. So we kept one of her cats here. He's so much happier with her, though. Every time she'd come visit, he would light up and be sad when she left. Yep, my wife loves Christmas, so we have Christmas lights up year-round on our back porch, and we have a Christmas tree. It's been up here all year long on the back porch right here, and the lights are on. Yep, and my wife starts Christmas like the day after Halloween inside the house. Yeah, the Iranians have had assassination threats against the entire Trump family. It's ridiculous. Red Bull is, energy drinks will kill you. They're not for me. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to take off. I'm going to go and get my coffee, and I'll see you in about an hour on the main stream. So make sure that you subscribe if you're new, and everyone do me the favor of liking the video, all right? I will see you in just a bit. Take care.